Knicks family, welcome back to the Garden Mix podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with no one but myself tonight. The fellas were a little busy, and hell, it's not easy to watch a Knicks game at this point of the season. But here we are, talking about the Knicks, and the Knicks tonight lost to the Hawks at home, 115 to 111. And I mean, what can I say, man? These guys. It was a good game. It was a good game. Like, I mean, if you like as a basketball fan, that was a good game. But when you break down the little things here and there, there's just too much to unpack. Um, but we had a good scoring night from RJ, mostly in the first half. I think he only hit 2 shots in the second half. Let me get these stats up on the screen here. So RJ tonight, he was 9 for 25. Also, shout out to the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm reading the chat here. Hold on. Let me get it. What's going on, man? Raul's in the building. What's going on, man? What's going on? Of course. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Of course, my man Hove in here. What's going on, bro? Better treat me like a king. That's right. That's what I was laughing at. But appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you guys are here in the chat, hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you're listening on the podcast as well, we are also on YouTube under Guard Up Knicks. So without further ado, we can continue with how we look tonight. So first half was a good half. For the life of us, the only thing that really bothered me tonight that I didn't expect was just how on fire Bogdanovich was. Like, neither unit could stop him. He did whatever the hell he wanted. But when you got somebody like that on your roster, you don't really have like Trae Young for, I think, the first run that we had or they had. I think Trae Young was on the bench while they went on that run, and they closed the game, they closed the gap, and I think by the time Trae came in, I think it was like uh, it was only like a 2 point game or something like that. But defense constant issue, but there's just a lot of things about this team and our coach that I've been trying to understand without being too overly critical. But it's hard to do. It's so hard to do. Um, anyway, back to RJ, 9 for 25 from the field, 1 for 7 from three. That 1 3 actually came after an air ball. And he actually got it right back. And knocked it down, but he was 1 for 7. 14% from three. That's not good. 11 for 17 from the free throw line. He actually regressed a little bit. RJ's been a lot better within the last 10 to 15 games, ever since he spoke about what he has been doing wrong, and he's just been in the gym doing those things. But tonight he struggled. You couldn't expect him to just constantly be in the 75 plus club, or not even 75. I think he was pretty much shooting around like 80% or 75 to 80% from the free throw line during a certain stretch of the past 10 to 15 games. But he still got 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 turnovers, costly ones. He's got the Randall number of turnovers, as my cousin Rick would say. But yeah, 30 points. I saw Berman will Berman. If you guys check Twitter, he actually I don't want to mess up his words, so this is not verbatim, but basically he said didn't really get much from RJ tonight. And the front office should really be mindful of how they or what they should do in terms of an extension for him. And my rebuttal was, bro, that was one game. One game without Julius Randle that they didn't get to game plan for. In the first half, you saw the Hawks didn't game plan for how RJ was going to play because they just didn't know exactly how he was going to get all the buckets. But unfortunately, he couldn't hit a shot tonight. I know Greg Anthony was continuing to hammer away at the fact that he's scared of taking jump shots, and he's not. Like, RJ has been taking jump shots. His strength is getting in the basket. getting to the basket. He took 7 threes. There's no way he's scared to take jump shots. He just missed tonight. Um, Pardon me. Josiah, go back in the room, please. I don't know why my kid likes to come alive at this time of night, but anyway. Anyway. Um, so yeah. I don't want to say that RJ did anything bad tonight. I think he was like 2 for 11 or 2 for 12 in the second half. Um, and that's not good. But at the end of the day, that's an adjustment by the Hawks. You can't blame RJ for them making an adjustment. He got whatever the hell he wanted in the first half. I think what he had 20 something in the first half. And he finished the game with 30. So yeah, RJ is just he's figuring it out. He's learning how to be the main guy. He's learning how to, the fatigue factor is also going to play a part in it. The second half of the game, he didn't play as well. He was still getting to the spots he wanted to, but they just closed in on the paint. Every single time he drove in there, he did whatever the hell he wanted. They did whatever the hell they wanted with him in the second half because he just couldn't get a bucket going. He kept trying, but that's what happens. Now people are saying, well, this is what happens when Julius doesn't play and blah 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 blah. Are you sure you can trust RJ? Which is kind of what I think Berman was trying to say. But let's be real. If Julius wasn't here, we would be spending that money in a different way. And it probably would be given to someone who fits RJ's style of play. A nice second piece doesn't have to mean that RJ is the first guy. It's just someone else that fits around RJ a little bit more, whether he's better than RJ or not. Just someone else that fits around him, takes the pressure off of him a little bit. Everybody he played with tonight, outside of, in terms of bigs, all the bigs he played with tonight outside of Taj Gibson, who played 20 minutes, can't really step outside of the paint for anything. Jericho Sims was 1 for 1. I'm sure that was probably a dunk. Actually, yes, it was a dunk. Mitchell Robinson was 4 for. Excuse me, it's the Wendy's talking. Mitchell Robinson was 4 for 6, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks. I've always wanted to see Mitch get more rebounds, but he does get a good amount of them. I mean, most of his rebounds are offensive rebounds, but I would like to see more defensive rebounds. But at the end of the day, he went up against Clint Capella tonight. And, Clint Capella is, even though he's not amazing, he's a good rebounder. So, there's that. Obi Toppin, sorry if I'm flying through everything right now. I also didn't get to check in the chat. Kind of want to get through some of these things real quick before we talk about some other stuff. But Obi tonight, 24 minutes, 5 for 7 in the start. He was 5 for 7 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 0 for 0 from the free throw line. That's got to change. He's got to learn how to get to the basket. Side note, RJ got to the line 17 times. Like, I'm not worried about what's going to happen with this kid at all. Like, yeah, he's not great now, but he's 21 and he's clearly going to get better. If you don't think RJ is going to get better, if you don't think RJ is the kind of guy that's going to get better every year, then you're in a wrong fan base. Because if you're watching him night in and night out, yeah, sure, he can be frustrating just like every other best player or good player on the team. He's going to get better game by game. But, also back to Obi Toppin, he had 7 rebounds, 10 points, which, I would have liked to see Obi get in there a little bit more. But foul trouble, 5 fouls. What are you going to do with that? Mitch, 4 fouls. Burks, 5 fouls. I just would like to see Obi get a little bit more comfortable out there, man. I think he's earned it at this point to have consistent minutes. I'm not saying earn the starter position. That's not what I'm saying, but just some consistent minutes. The guy really gets up and down the court fairly easy, like better than almost anybody on the team outside of RJ. RJ and Obi are best fast break players without question, in my opinion. Alec Burks. Alec Burks he's a good player, but he should not be starting, especially at the point guard position. And unfortunately, he is. 9 for 16 from the field, 3 for 7 from three, 0 for 0 from the free throw line. And this is someone who played 36 minutes, by the way. Man. 4 assists. 4 assists? Yes, 4 assists, 21 points, 3 steals. Burks is a good player. He has a lot of intangibles. It's just there's times where he is like the number one playmaker on our team, and he should not be that. And he didn't put himself in that position. Tom Thibodeau did. So I'm not too mad at Burks. I hate watching him do certain things, especially when it looks like he's forcing it. He's the kind of guy I don't want to force. I don't want him forcing any shots at all. Because when he does that, he tends to get himself into these bad situations. There was a shot that he took in the fourth quarter. I think within the last 4 minutes, where he tried to. First of all, you had Trae Young on you, damn near the whole night. Put his ass in a post. And when he finally did that, it was like he could almost do it, like he was thinking about what he should do. And by the time he thought about doing the post fade, Clint Capella came and helped Trae Young out. And then that was just a bad shot, and he went down the court and he hit a shot. I would like to see Burks as a backup. Like, I don't want to see him in the starting unit. Same with Evan Fournier. A lot of people hate these two guys because of Tom Thibodeau. Like, literally because of Tom. And I don't hate them. I just wish they came off our bench. Burks and Fournier are the kind of guys I would love to come off my bench because they're going to get theirs when they're hot. When they're not, at least they're not your starter. You know what I mean? And I think that's been the issue that I've had with these guys. They've been relied upon so heavily, and I don't think at this point in their careers they should be, especially in a starting unit. I mean, if you're the guy coming off the bench like Evan Fournier, he's 4 for 11, 3 for 9. He had 11 points. This kind of game you don't really feel as much if he's coming off the bench. But because he's starting, Tom also made the adjustment, didn't keep him in there for long. He only had 1 foul, but he only played 26 minutes, which to me is a good thing. Tom actually decided, maybe this guy's not the best guy to have out there in certain situations. But he can keep those minutes. 25 minutes to me, perfectly fine. Just bring him off the bench. It's just that's me. Immanuel Quickley. I am so impressed with how he's been playing the past 10 to 15 games. He's found his stride. It's always like that for a shooter. A shooter's gonna go for they're gonna have a slump, and they have to figure out their game. I think Quick is starting to figure out his game. He's learning how to get into the paint a little bit easier, finish. Oh man, he's finishing in the paint. As you can see, half of his shots came from inside the 3-point line. He was 6 for 11, but he made 3 threes. So, he took more than half of his shots inside the arc. And that's what you want to see. You want to see him do more than just shoot threes. I always felt like his jump shot was hard for him to take contested because he kind of leans in, and the way his form is, he kind of pushes it out instead of releasing it over his head like a lot of other guys. A lot of his shots he jumps forward in his jump shot, so it's hard for him to get a lot of these shots off contested because you change your shot up when you're shooting a contested jump shot. But he's been phenomenal the past couple games. I think he had the highest plus minus tonight with 6. And I would like to see him play a little bit more minutes. 25 minutes I don't like, especially when Burks is out there playing 35. But Burks, 21 points. You can't really be too mad at him. But at the same time, Burks, I would just like to see at this point of the season, doesn't look like we're going to make the playoffs. I think tonight put us back in like 6 games back from the 10th seed. Come on, guys, what are we doing? you know. And that's that. Everyone else, Grimes 3 points, McBride 3 points, Sims 2 points, Taj Gibson 5 points, but he played 19, 20 minutes. Um, he had a three. He had another three from RJ, but they didn't count it because he stepped on the line, the out of bounds line. I would like to see more than 12 minutes for Quentin Grimes. You know, talking about one of your best two-way players here. Just confusing shit, you know. Miles looks good at times, and other times he just looks like he's not ready, which is okay. I'm fine with that. Makes it easier for us to re-sign him or keep him on contract for whatever it is. I think it's just a lot easier when guys don't really aren't like jumping out of the gym and jumping off the page with their stats and stuff like that. You know, it kind of makes it easier for the team to retain them and develop them. You know, McBride, Deuce is going to be good. What kind of good? We don't know. I just know that while he's in there, he plays like extremely tough defense consistently, and you can't really get that from anyone else on our roster at that position. So, you know, I don't know what I could say about McBride, but you know, I'm glad he's on this team. Uh, I just hope that at some point he gets the opportunity to develop. Do I think he's the point guard of the future like a lot of people do? I don't know. I can't say no, but also I don't think so. But surprise me. You know, I'm all for it. I love the kid. Sims is another one. I would like to see him put his, you know, there was a play where the shot clock ran out and he didn't even look at the rim until like 0.2 seconds left on the clock, and then he tried to hoist it up. But you know, these guys are rookies. Grimes, McBride, Sims. Um, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for that. I don't really like our defense a lot of the time, especially when guys like Bogdanovich just go off and shoot whatever shot they want. And they make him contested, uncontested, whatever. It is what it is. Let's just let's get to the chat real quick. Just to, you know, see what these guys are talking about. Of course, my man Hove in here. He said, "Oh man, they widened the hell out of this screen." Hey, it's me today, guys. How you doing? Um, Bojan, yeah, he's a flame. The kid can shoot, man. What was his numbers tonight? Let me look at that again. Let's see. His Bojan had 32 points on 20 shots. 11 for 20, 4 for 10 from the three, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. I mean, Trey had 45. Cool. You expect that. But if it was not for Bojan Bogdanovich, that game would have been over. Bogdan. Wrong Bogdanovich, because there's two of them in this league. But yeah, man, that kid's a flamethrower. He's a flamethrower. 32 points. And you know, and he's not your starter. Like, there's not much to talk about after that. You know, but I'm just very, very happy that the season is dwindling down. Um, I you know I I'm kind of happy we're not in the play-in. I'm kind of happy we will miss the playoffs only because of how the season has ended up. And if we're going to be this bad, we might as well get a high pick, especially at this point of the season. You know, it's not like it's February and we're talking about tanking. Um, it's the end of March. It's the end of March. Season is over in about 2 to 3 weeks. You know, hopefully, and this is no shot at Julius. Hopefully, he just rests the rest of the season. You know, I'm perfectly fine with just seeing how this goes. Rest that quad up, my guy. You know, just let it rest. Uh, he also says not too worried about RJ. He's got the mentality. The numbers will come. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not worried about RJ. I just wish that a lot of people were more patient with a player who's clearly going to be a good player. Like, I don't understand why, especially this fan base. You know what? I can't say especially this fan base because I've watched a lot of other fan bases just chop a lot of these guys down. Like the way the Wizards fans talk about Bradley Beal is outrageous. And listen, I'm not a Wizards fan. I don't get to see it every night, so I can't say anything. Same thing that a lot of people around the league like, you guys are going way too hard to Julius. You're not watching every game. You don't see, and it's not even his play. It's the mentality. It's the attitude. He got fined 40,000 for touching the ref again in an aggressive manner. He just doesn't learn. He doesn't keep his emotions in check. I just wish I liked the guy last year. I really did. Did I question if he could actually come back and be the same person? Of course I did. You'd be a fool to think that he was going to be exactly the same player he was the year before if he's never showed that style of play before that 1 year either. There's just a lot going on. And I don't want to start pointing the finger at Julius right now, even though he's the reason. I'm just kidding. But he's Julius didn't play tonight, so I don't want any Julius slander. Okay? This is what we needed. A night where we can lose and not blame Julius. I don't think it's too much to ask for. Burks needed to be allowed to play his game. That man not a playmaker. Yeah. He's a wing. Whether he's your 2, your 3, he should not be your starting point guard. And then you got him guarding Trae Young. Tibbs, what's up, bro? What you doing over there? Like, what's going on? Yeah, shit. Switch it up a little, man. That if he's back next year, just buckle up, guys. Buckle up. Fournier got to go. Word, we got to stop messing with these French players. Oh my God. Listen, we're gonna leave Frank out of here. Okay. I was a Frank fan. I love Frank, but clearly not an NBA player. He's in the NBA. But I guess he'll bust my ass in ball, so I can't really talk too much. But at the end of the day, yeah. What's the other guy that we drafted that was just terrible? From who was the French guy? Was it Frederick Weiss? We're not gonna do this anyway. I don't want to be on here for too long. I'm tired of a long day. But I don't know. We should have built around Frank. I mean, yeah, he would have helped us build it too with all the bricks he was throwing up. That would have been a nice little fortress. But like I said, I was a Frank fan, so I'm just beating myself up now. But yeah, Fournier, man, like I said, I don't mind Fournier when he's coming off the bench, which he's never done. I think that's you sat Kemba twice this year. Twice you sat Kemba, and not once did you decide to even try to bring Evan off the bench while he was, actually able to play. What do you do there? What do you do? I don't know how easy it would be to just sit a guy like that. But you know, eh, I just sometimes you got to make the tough choice, Tibbs. Just sit him. Just sit him. It's not bad. Like he doesn't have to sit the entire game. He played 25 minutes tonight, right? 25 minutes the guy played. We can do this every night. He just doesn't need to start. But whatever. I'm happy for RJ. He gets to have the games where he can just, throw up whatever shots he wants and miss, especially at this point of the season. I'm okay with that at this point of the season. Go ahead. Because at this point of the season, we're not fighting for anything. It's basically live practice at this point, which is why I would like to see Obi Toppin get more consistent minutes so that he can get a rhythm and figure out what his game is, how to get to the free throw line regularly. Mitch went to the free throw line 6 times tonight, made 1 shot. We need to figure out how to get him over 50% from the foul line. 50. I'll be happy with 50, 55%. But right now, I don't even know. I don't want to know. I'm not gonna go look. I don't want to know what he's shooting from free throw. Let me go look. I'm not gonna look. Anyway, um, you know, what else can we talk about? What else can we talk about? There's just there's just a lot to unpack. Thibodeau has a very odd way of excuse me. Wendy's. Tibbs has a very odd way of subbing guys in. Like he's so loyal to his starting unit that he will just bring guys back in even if they're not playing well. And that has to stop, you know? Now, I'm not gonna say Burks wasn't playing well, but he has too much loyalty to the starting unit after another unit has already been putting the work in and playing well. How else can we talk about that? There's just a lot about Tibbs that scares me. Maybe it's the accountability. He doesn't hold the guys accountable that he should, as the way he holds RJ quickly, all of the young guys, he holds them accountable. Julius can go out there and curse out a ref, and you got Tibbs on the other side of the court cursing out the ref too. He doesn't see his flaws. It's kind of annoying. Just sit down and talk with him. Maybe he has. Maybe that's been the disconnect that Julius had this year. I don't know. I don't have a clue, but I don't want to start pulling things out of the air. It's just very frustrating to watch. I hope next year there is so much of a change to this team that we kind of forget. We're at 30 wins this year after getting to the fourth seed. Getting to the fourth seed, excuse me. Last year, going to the playoffs, like 30 wins. There were people who were saying we're gonna win 50, 60, which I believed. I thought it was possible, especially the way we played last year. But no one expected Rose to get hurt and go down. No one expected Julius to. I don't even know what it is. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but no one expected Julius to mentally be the way he is this year. Something is off. And I know Kendra Randall came to his defense against CP, Knicks Fan TV. Shout out to those guys, but I don't see, like, and I get it. She was talking about the family thing, and which is understandable, but you can't be mad at Knicks content creators for talking about what they see. The guy, unfortunately, isn't the same person mentally. The things I've heard from inside that building, not cool. But he's ours right now. I would hope that he could figure it out, especially if he's going to be here next year. I'm not sure how much the front office wants that to happen, but at some point it's going to happen somewhere. I'm not sure if it's going to be here. I'm not sure how much they're committed to the development of RJ Barrett as the guy, but I think it's clear that RJ is the guy right now. I do think that Julius has more experience than RJ, and I think that's what makes him better. He has more experience, but I do think that mentally RJ is just on another planet than Julius Randle, and this is not to compare them. I would actually love if they would play together. I don't see a lot of plays ran with them. RJ threw a few lobs tonight. I don't see Julius throw lobs. I would imagine a pick and roll with Julius and RJ. How do you defend that? Both of the guys can shoot from mid-range. RJ is not the greatest shooter from mid-range, but both of the guys can shoot. Both of the guys can drive to the basket. Why hasn't that play happened more often than it does? But it's neither here nor there, as it is what it is. We've hit the 30-minute mark. Um, there was not much to talk about. I'm trying to think. There was something else I was going to mention. There's not really much to talk about. These guys didn't play. They didn't finish the game the way they should have. Um, they had a lead in the fourth, gave it away. So, uh, you see, hey, you're funny, bro. You know you're good for these. You know you're good for these. But I mean, I I would love to see that. Unfortunately, because of just size and strength and just rage, I think Julius Randle would probably win that one. Um, but you don't sleep on the quiet kid. I always say, never sleep on a quiet kid. He'll come in and shoot that shit up. I'm not playing. Um, but yeah, man, I think I would love to see if there was any future with RJ and Julius. I would like to actually see them run some plays together. I see Julius run a play with everyone outside of RJ and Mitch. Like a Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle pick and roll. How easy is it? You know what? How hard is it to throw him a lob? Mitchell Robinson. How hard do you think it is to throw Mitchell Robinson a lob? I don't think it's very difficult at all. Um it's just confusing. I would love to see him, and I think if Julius became more of a lob threat, that would make everything so much easier. Then he, RJ, and Mitch could actually share the floor and be fluent in that without Julius taking 90 jump shots from a spot that he knows he might not make it. I would love to see those three guys play together. That's it. I would like to see the same way when Mitch is in the paint and RJ is like, yo, come set that pick. And he set the pick, and sometimes he throws the lob. A lot of the times RJ is going to drive all the way to the basket. But there's a lot of times where he throws that lob. And I just think Julius does not give himself the opportunity to make that play happen for he and Mitchell Robinson. I would love to see it. I would love to see Mitchell Robinson and come set the pick for Julius. Julius drives, stops mid range, and just throws it up there for Mitch. I think Mitch would benefit greatly for that. But it's just I don't know, man. It's just hard. It's just hard to watch a lot of the times. It's always Julius Randle and Burks, or Julius Randle and Evan Fournier running plays together. Um, I don't really see RJ and Julius run a play together. The play I see them run is one of them, whoever it is, might have the ball, and one goes throws it to the other one, and the other guy who doesn't have the ball anymore just moves over to the corner or just moves to the hash. He moves out of the way. That's not a play. Like I would love to see the way the plays go with even Fournier and Julius. Like, but it is what it is. It is what it is. CI says, I think it's hard for RJ and Julius being lefties to run plays together. In my opinion, with another lefty, it's always weird. I mean, I do think I see that. I can definitely see that. But both of them can dribble with their right hand. You know what I mean? Like even if you made them set the pick on the left side each time, it's a lot of the times it's like catch Julius running to the basket. Because the problem with Julius is when he catches it and he does the triple step. It's the only thing in the triple threat. Ever since he trained with Melo, that's all he wants to do when he gets the ball. He gets the ball, jab, head fake. He does something with it. I would like to see RJ get him the ball on the run vice versa, get them on a run. And actually, there's been times where, more often than not, that's when Julius throws the ball to RJ is when he's cutting. Which I just think that play, and Thibodeau isn't a terrible play caller. That out of bounds play, I think with the under 2 minutes left or around 2 minutes left in the fourth, where Mitch ended up wide open for the dunk. Like, bro, I didn't know you could draw up easy play. And I mean, Mitch was wide open. I don't know if that was just a brain lapse on Atlanta's part, but that I didn't see coming. I didn't expect that. But what else can I say, man? They have a long way to go. Oh, I'm so rude. Jesus, I'm tired. But yeah, I don't really see how we can make this work long term. If you're just joining, whether on the pod or on the show, I just happen to be talking about, I ran through everything right already from tonight. Just trying to see what's long term here for this team. I wonder at some point will Burks or Fournier get shut down, just to give the guys the rhythm and minutes that they need. I just want to see one of them at least get sat so that we can. It's this point you're not really going to win any games, and even if you do, it's not getting you anywhere. So just let the young guys play. Let the young guys figure it out. You got 10, is it 10 games? Somewhere around 10 games left. What do you do with that? You have a certain amount of games left. There's no point in you running out your best players, especially when they're over 21 years old, 22, 23 years old, like Obi, Mitch, RJ. Quickly. Like, I don't really care about, not that I don't care, but the other guys, they haven't been here as long as these guys have. I just would like to see those guys get more consistent minutes down the stretch of the season when there's no more games to fight for. Let them lose a game or two. Cool. Just like they lost tonight. And, lottery odds, they never work in our favor. That's not why I'm suggesting it. But at the end of the day, it's more of just let these guys work through their kinks, learn about who they are against NBA talent, not in practice over the summer. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I don't really have much else to say, but I do appreciate you guys coming in and showing some love. It's been a minute since we've been here. It's been a lot going on. Action packed week. I was in Atlanta last weekend. This week has just been crazy with work. I got physical therapy, hurt my shoulder at work. So there's just been a lot going on. But I'm not here to complain. Derrick Rose doesn't complain. He's fairly quiet and he's always hurt. So I can't say shit. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got. I don't really want to drag it and bring out any more points. There's not much, not much more we could talk about. I think the guys are doing what they can. Tibbs, I would like to see Tibbs with better rotations, obviously. But more often than not, that's just not going to happen. So it is what it is. We're learning that these guys are going to be good. Quick is coming around. I would love to keep Quick and RJ with each other for as long as I possibly can. Quickly is the kind of point guard that fits with a style of play that RJ plays because RJ will be a ball dominant wing. But I just would like to see quickly RJ, Obi, if we can keep them. Like a lot of these guys, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep past this year. I just think there's going to be a trade that's going to be made, whether it's to trade up in the draft, whether it's to trade away a certain player. Someone's going to ask for one of our young assets. But it is what it is. Mitchell Robinson's another one whose a contract extension is going to be a pretty interesting time. But I'm all for it. I love this game. I love this team. Unfortunately, we lost another one tonight to Trey. Trey just likes the Garden. And somebody was interviewing him after the game. Like, what do you think? You're in the biggest stage. You brought in Madison Square. everybody brings it to Madison Square Garden. It's like what the world's most famous arena is its tag. That's the slogan. The world's most famous arena. Now, it might not be the Knicks, but it's Madison Square Garden. Like, come on. Everyone's going to come to New York and play a hell of a game. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. But that's all I got. Um, like I said, if you're listening from the podcast, head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when we go live. Don't you worry, I will be around a little bit more, even if the guys aren't with us, isn't with me. I'm still gonna come out here and try to do a show as often as possible. We have been getting really busy. Andre still works at night, so So shout out to the guys, Andre and Rick, my brother and cousin. Oh, I didn't share their birthday, but last week was their birthday. The 16th was Rick's birthday. The 18th was my brother's birthday, and shout out to the guys. Happy belated. Well, I said happy birthday. I had to say happy belated to Rick. I always get him and my other cousin's birthday confused. And I know it bothers Rick. Because it's like, dude, I've been your cousin for what, 34 years now? You should get it. So I take that on me. Take that on the chin. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Thank you guys for tuning into the God of Knicks podcast. Tell a friend, hit that like button. And till next time, man, y'all have a good one, man. Peace.